Right, welcome back. So tonight we're going to have a look at creating your own layer. A lot of people talk to me about not being able to put a legend to their sketch. So this is the way we go about creating a layer so you can edit it and get a legend. So first thing we're going to do is go to the waffle bar, and we're going to go in and we're going to do Field Map Designer. So this is where we go to create our own layers really easily. We can then go out in the field and collect the data in the field. Now there's a couple of ways to do this. The easiest way to do it is to go New Map. So we're going to start with no layers. Next, we're going to name it. I'm going to name it Data Collection. Label. Now we did this for Cylinder Beach, and it worked really well. So I'm going to create a map. Now, what I would recommend is you create your list in here as well. So it'll just go about, and you'll see our map's empty. We're going to add a layer. So over here, we're going to do the drop down. We're going to create a layer. Now, we're going to name that layer, and we're going to call that layer, we're going to call it Data Collection. Now, it doesn't really matter what you call it. We did water quality. We've done, what else did we do? We did bins. We've done all sorts of, we've done CCTV cameras, all sorts of things. So we're just going to use a point layer. You can do lines and polygons, and we've done that before as well. But we're just going to hit point layer most common. Now you can add as many layers here as you want, but here's the thing. You only really need one layer to start with. Let's go next. Through this, I would just keep hitting next and save once we get to this point. Now, once we get to this point, it's just a matter of entering the layers of data you want to collect when you're out in the field. Takes a little while, so we've done this on Cylinder Beach. We created a number of different layers like signage, all sorts of things. So you get into forms, and it's just a really easy process of dragging and dropping. I would always recommend date and time. So date and time, and we're just going to call that date and time, and you just hit, and it will create that layer. There's nothing we really need to do except go required, and that should be fine. We're just going to hit the Art button, and we're going to go in, and we're going to choose the next one. So double is a decimal point, integer is a whole number, multi-text line, single text line, and the combo box are the ones that I would highly recommend. You can play around with this. So, for instance, we're going to go air temperature. We're going to collect some heat island effects around Wavell. Air temperature, air temperature, double, decimal point. Create a range, don't have to do that, required. And then that is the air temperature. So I'm going to get out of that one. I'm going to do another decimal. And this one, we're going to make ground temperature. Now you can put anything in here you would like. And again, ground temperature, I'm just going to go there. No, that's about it, required. And we can just put as many layers of data in there as we like. Now the combo box I would highly recommend. We're going to put a combo box in. We're going to call this type of surface, and we're going to make it a string. We're going to create a list. So when we create a list, I'm going to type grass I'm going to type in concrete. Now, the reason I create this layer, it will create a drop-down box the students can choose. If they were to put the type of, if they were to put in their own label and they used different spelling, or they used didn't use a capital, it would create extra layers. Now, you want to make it as simple as possible. We're going to go artificial grass, and it's just making sure you get that right. And then the other one I'm going to put down is asphalt. Now, you could put in other or whatever, and once you've done that, you hit done, continue, and that will create a drop down, and you can see there, drop down. Now, I really like that. I'm going to go required again, and we might put one more in just for a purpose, and we're going to go shaded or open. We're going to go combo box again, create list, and shaded by trees, shaded by building, and let's just go and go done. So that's how you do it. Now, once you've done that, I would just get out of there, open in map viewer. We go up here and we're going to save to layer, and that will save that layer. Now, what I love about this is we can take photos when we go out in the field as well. What that looks like, I'll show you in a moment. And this is the easiest way to create really sophisticated data in the field. So we'll wait for it to save. We'll open it, open in map viewer. You can actually edit this in map viewer as well. So if you feel like you don't get the position right of the particular dot, then it will, and you can see here we've got data collection, we can rename that, we can do all sorts of interesting stuff with that. So I'm just going to get out of here for a second. Right, and now we're back in the app, and this is when we're out in the field collecting data. So you can see I've hit the update point, and we've just updated the position, and I'll keep doing that for a little while because I want to get a good position. But we can take a photo. You can see there I've got a photo of the area. I can now put in the date and time that photo was taken. Very important if we're doing air temperature or we're doing heat island effect. Updating the photo, trying to get a better accuracy on the point. Eventually I do get that, but then I add the data as well. So I'm putting in the ground temperature. We use a data probe, put a data probe on the ground, and then we take the air temperature to look at difference over the difference. You can see I'm entering the data here out in the field, and adding the type of surface and then the area, and I made a mistake, so I went back and corrected that. Now I update that and it creates that layer. Now I can take that back into ArcGIS Online. I can utilize that data. I can manipulate that data. We've used it for water quality on Cylinder Beach. We've used it for bins, CCTV cameras. This is the way to collect data in the field and create your own layers. Hope that's helped, and thanks for listening. Talk to you next time.